When we talk about heartbreak, we usually talk about the person who was broken up with, the person who didn't see it coming, or the person who was left. They may have felt that something was happening, but then their partner leaves them, and it's so devastating that they go through a whole scenario of physical and emotional symptoms such as depression, anxiety, loss of appetite, body aches and pains. It can feel like you lost part of your body. However, the person who initiates the breakup oftentimes suffers too, and they suffer with intense guilt. If you've ever broken up with someone, you know this feeling. You kind of stay in the relationship because you don't want to hurt the person, or you go along with it for a while. You're hoping the other person will somehow see that they can do better or that you're not the person for them, and they'll actually instigate the breakup. But if that doesn't happen, if it's really up to you, you've evaluated that you cannot stay in this relationship, before you leave the relationship, it's important for your ability to move forward and for your partner's ability to move forward to tell them exactly why you have to leave. Whether it's a personal struggle you're going through or that you just know in your heart that this relationship is not for you. It's important that they understand that you're in pain too, that you don't want to do it, that there's nothing in you that wants to hurt them. In fact, you want to reassure them that they are a wonderful person, if that is true. But whatever you say, make sure it's genuine and it's absolutely the truth. Because if you say anything before you leave, such as you're a great person or I wish I could make it work or anything like that, that's going to intensify their pain. And in the long run, it will make you feel guiltier because you'll get more clarity as the breakup goes on, as you live without this person, and you may rethink all your thoughts. If you're trying to move forward from the guilt after you've broken up with a person, there are things that you can do. Therapy is going to be the golden rule. If you start feeling really depressed or anxious, or you double think what you did, then I would say up front, get the therapist first. But if you're not at that point when you make the decision, let's try these. The first thing is feel your emotions. Don't ever try to numb them or hide them or say that they aren't real, because that is very important that you're honest with yourself during this time, because you don't have your partner to kind of say things and give you feedback. So you need to know yourself enough to know what you're feeling and to accept it. You're going to go up and down and you're going to feel confused, and you're still going to love that person, and that's going to only make it harder. The second, be honest with your partner. As I said before, you have to be completely honest. Any details that you leave hidden or you're trying to cover up so they're not hurt is going to make it harder for them to let go. And in the long run, you're going to feel guiltier. Remember the reason you broke up. Remember, after you break up, the guilt is going to make you want to go back. So you have to remind yourself, my partner didn't put me as a priority, or my partner was so depressed they could never be a consistent, loving partner. Whatever it was, you have to remind yourself of the little scenarios that happened so that it will fortify you and keep you strong to not go back, to know that this was the right decision. Take responsibility for your part of the breakup. Don't play games with yourself. Don't blame your partner. Be honest and forthright. The reason I did it was I was at a point in my life I was evaluating things. I know I want to start a family, or I know I want a partner who's going to be able to see a vision together, to get married, to have kids. Things like that are really important, and it's just, if you don't own your part, if you blame your partner, then you won't be able to take the actions you need in forming a new relationship in the future. And that's why it's so important. Remember, you're not responsible for your partner's happiness. Happiness comes from within. You don't get it from your partner. You get it from your own confidence and from yourself. Make sure your partner has support. You don't want to leave your partner, for example, in a strange city and break up with them when they don't have anybody. Make sure that their so you might want to tell their family, you might want to tell their friends, whoever it is. Talk to your partner about this before you actually leave, so you know, is this something they want to keep quiet for a while, or is this, and they're going to deal with it, or is this something that they know they're going to need support? Ghosting someone, or just roughly saying I'm done and walking out the door, are not emotional mature ways to break up with someone. Trust yourself. At the end of the day, you made the decision that you made for valid reasons, and it's important that you trust that and you support yourself with that and forgive yourself. So many patients, when they come in, they have such guilt, and the reason they have guilt is they blame themselves. They say things like, I led them on, or my partner was head over heels with me, my partner didn't make any decisions without me, I don't know how my partner will survive without me. Your partner has to be their own person. Should never get in a relationship with someone that dependent on you. And if they are that dependent, it's a good lesson to learn that the relationship wouldn't have worked in any way, because a relationship is two mature people, two adults, two whole people. It's not half of a person where they're leaning on each other. Yes, when you get married, you kind of do lean on each other. You work together, you are a team. But until you're at that point, and that's a different kind of leaning on someone. That's not a dependence, total dependence on them. That isn't healthy anyway. Focus on your future. Think about what you want to do next. Stay out of relationships for at least 6 months. I usually recommend a year, because you're not ready. When you've broken up with someone, it's important you feel the loneliness, you feel the void, you move through that, you focus on what you're going to do in the future, whether it's a project, a career, or whatever your goals are. Maybe you're going to go travel for a while and get yourself together. Those are really good ways to heal after a breakup. And practice gratitude. No matter what the relationship reasons were that it was broken, that you decided to break it up, you were able to love this person, to be with this person, and that's something to be grateful for. The more you practice gratitude, the easier it's going to be to end the guilt, let the relationship go, and focus on your future, building a new life without this person. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much.